Dear students, in this video I will explain some more theorems or properties of normal subgroups. That is, in theorem 5, it says the product of any two normal subgroups of a group is a subgroup of the group. First, have to know the statement. Okay, the statement says the product of any two normal subgroups of a group is a subgroup of the group. See, its proof is let H and K be any two normal subgroups of a group G. Okay, here consider there are two normal subgroups, that is H and K. So that is where H and K is equal to set of all H1 into K1 for all H1 belongs to H and K1 belongs to K. Since E belongs to H, E means identity element belongs to H, and so H is E and E into E equal E into E belongs to H. Since E belongs to H and so E, where E means identity element belong to H. We have E, H is equal to E into K is also E is equal to what? E, where E means what? H into K. Therefore, H into K is a non-empty. Non-empty means at least one of the element belongs to the given set. So, it is non-empty. Let elements x, y belong to H and K be arbitrary. Consider x into y inverse. Okay, that is equal to where x is that is h1 into where x means h1 into k1 into y inverse means h2 into k2 inverse. For some h1 h2 belongs to h and k belongs to k1 k2 belongs to k. So that is h1 into, you see, h2 inverse into h2 into h into k2 inverse into h2 inverse. So it implies h1 into h2 inverse of h2 of k1 into k2 inverse into h2 inverse. It implies h into k, where h is what? h1 into h2 inverse and k is equal to h2 into k1 into k2 inverse into h2 inverse. Okay, now where h1 and h2 belongs to h, it implies h2 inverse h is equal to h1 into h2 inverse belong to h, since h is a subgroup. And again h2 belong to h, it implies h2 belong to G and k1 k2 inverse belongs to k. Therefore, h2 into k1 k2 inverse into h2 inverse belongs to k, since k is normal. That is, an element k belongs to normal subgroup k. It implies x into y inverse is equal to h into k belongs to h into k. Hence, hk or h into k is a subgroup of G. Okay, these are the proof of the above theorem. Next, let us see the next theorem. its statement says if n is a normal subgroup of G and H is any subgroup of G, then n into H is a subgroup of G. Okay, the statement says if n is normal subgroup of G and H is any subgroup of G, then we have to prove n into H is a subgroup of G. So its proof is, you see, n into H. Consider the set n into H is equal to set of all n H such that where n belong to subgroup n and H belong to subgroup H. Next, an identity element E belongs to n and an identity element E belongs to H. It implies E belongs to n into H. It implies the set NH is non-empty, is not equal to pi. So let x comma y belong to n into H be two arbitrary elements. Okay, where x and y are two arbitrary elements belong to n into H. Therefore, x is equal to n1 into k1 and y equal to n2 into k2. Okay. We shall show that x into y inverse belongs to n into H. Now consider xy inverse is equal to, where x is equal to n1 into h1 into y inverse is n2 into h2 inverse. Because y2 means what? N2 into h2. Its inverse is n2 into h2 inverse. So that is equal to n1 h1 into h2 inverse into n2 inverse. On simplification, we have n1 into h1 h2 inverse into n2 inverse, or that is equal to n1 into h3 into n2 inverse, where h1 h2 inverse is equal to h3. That is equal to n1 h3 n2 inverse into h3 inverse into h3. So that is equal to n1 into h3 n2 inverse h3 inverse into h3. Okay, since here n is normal in G, the elements h3 n2 inverse and h3 inverse belong to where? The normal subgroup n. Let h3 n2 inverse h3 inverse is equal to n3, then x into y inverse is equal to n into n1 into n3 of h3. So that is where n1 into n3 is equal to what? N4 into h3, where n1 n3 is equal to n4 belong to n. Therefore, x into y inverse belongs to n into h, and hence n into h is a subgroup of G. Okay, this is the proof of sixth theorem. Okay. Next, the seventh theorem. Okay, the statement says the center Z of a group G is normal subgroup of G. You see, G is a group, okay, and Z is a center of the group. We have to prove the center of Z is a normal subgroup of G. You see, its proof is, suppose Z be the center of the group G, then we know that the Z can be defined as set of all an element Z such that the right coset of the right coset is equal to left coset, that is Zx is equal to xz for all x belong to Z. Call it as equation number 1. Here, by definition of Z, it is clear that, see, Z is a subset of Z. Okay, subset of Z means is non-empty. Okay, you see, Z is a group, and you see in that empty. See, pi is a empty set, but in that that is a see, that is H. H is a H is a subgroup of G, and pi is a empty set. See, in that at least one of the element belongs to the given group. So Z is a non-empty. Write it as an equation star. Okay, let Z1 and Z2 belong to G. When Z1 belongs to Z, then Z1 into X is equal to X into Z1. The right quotient is equal to left quotient for all X belongs to Z. When Z2 belongs to Z, then here also the Z2 X is equal to X into Z2 for all X belong to G. Write it as equation number 2. From equation 2, Z2X is equal to X into Z2. The right quotient is equal to left quotient. It implies Z2 into Z2 inverse X into Z2 inverse is equal to Z2 inverse into X Z2 into Z2 inverse. Here we have to multiply on both sides by Z2 inverse. Okay, that is Z2 inverse. So that is Z2 inverse into Z2 into X Z2 inverse is equal to, in RHS, Z2 inverse into X into Z2 inverse. It implies where Z2 inverse Z2 means what? Identity element E into X Z2 inverse is equal to, in RHS, Z2 inverse X into where Z2 inverse is equal to E. It implies X into Z2 inverse is equal to Z2 inverse into X is equal to E, identity element. It implies X into Z2 inverse is equal to Z2 inverse into X. So write it as equation number 3. Now Z1 into Z2 belong to, Z1 Z2 belong to Z. It implies Z1 and Z2 belong to where? The given group Z. Since when Z1 Z2 belong to G means its inverse, that is Z1 inverse and Z2 inverse also belong to G, since G is a group. For let an element Z belong to center of Z and X belong to G. When Z belong to Z, then Zx is equal to Xz for all X belong to G. Now Xz X inverse belong to G by closure property. Now Xz X inverse is equal to Xz of X inverse or Zx of X inverse, since Zx is equal to Xz, that is equal to Z of X into X inverse, that is Z into where X into X inverse is an identity element E. So that is Z, where is Z belong to where? Center of Z. Clearly X into Z inverse, X into Xz X inverse belong to Z. This shows that Z is a normal subgroup of G. Okay, hence the proof.